Hey, Caden Beatty here, otherwise known as Freak Show Willow, Call Me Nil, Ashcroft, and soon Ash Enix. And I've been making music for 9 years now. I have 3,225 tracks to my name at the time of this video dropping. I believe 2,950 of them are currently live on SoundCloud, with the rest, scheduled in the future. And I just want to let everybody know, I guess, it doesn't matter how much work you put in, doesn't matter how many tracks you make, unless they're, really, really good, you're not going to have a fan base. And that's not a bad thing, It is discouraging when you get, only 10 plays on every track. I know that from personal experience, especially with the amount I've made. It makes you wonder why I even continue. Because in the end, nobody really seems to care about my music. And that's fine, because as of recently, I've been lucky enough to be part of a lot of game jams. I have 43 soundtracks under my belt for independent video games. I make music for small YouTubers, which is really nice. But there's also a lot that is bringing me down. The first is the quality of my music. It's nowhere near where I want it to be. I've been making music for 9 years and I still have the skill set of a beginner. I don't know how to mix, I don't know how to master. I just know how to make chords, melodies, bass lines, etc. Which, I'm really good at coming up with shit on the fly. Otherwise I wouldn't have 3,000 plus tracks. But I lack the skill to really do much. And I've tried to find people who are willing to help in the mixing and mastering area. They all want like 300 a session, 500 a session. I can't do that. I am not made out of money. On the cheaper end, I found some people who are like $70 for an hour, even as low as $45 an hour, American. I still don't have that kind of money, and a lot of musicians don't have that kind of money. So I'm stuck in this kind of purgatory where I know how to make, chords, bass lines, melodies, but I don't know how to mix or master. So everything just ends up sounding muddy, jumbled together, unpleasing, very unpleasant. And I don't know how to fix that. And I know until I do learn how to fix that, I'm going to be stuck with no plays, no anything. Like, no fans, no deals, even no being... If I can be honest, what I would like, is for people to come up to me and say, hey, I'm making a project, I would like some music for it. Because I do my music for free. I've only been paid once for music and it was $3. That in all my time and all the 43 soundtracks and all the music I made for YouTubers. And I don't even get much from DistroKid. I've gotten, I think, $1,600 in the last 7 years. And I've paid DistroKid more than that, I'm pretty sure, because I have 2 accounts, gonna be having 3, and I upload cover songs as well, and those take a fee every year. It's not a big fee, it's only $24 per cover, but once you have, quite a few of them, it starts to pile up. So I guess a little piece of advice, a little tip for anybody wanting to get into music for money: don't do it. You're going to be spending a lot more on just keeping your music up. Like SoundCloud, every month it is $20 a month American. I'm Canadian, so it takes a little bit more of my money. I think around $28 to $30 per month for me. I could be wrong though, it could be 20 Canadian. I might be misremembering what the amounts are. I'm not a mathematician. I'm not any of that shit. I'm a musician. But something that I want to do is one day reach 5,000 tracks. But I don't know if I'm going to have the motivation to get there because I find myself slipping again recently. And you know, I get every artist goes through this. It's called gut check time. It's where you have to ask yourself, is this worth it? And recently the answer has been no. But I still force myself every single day to open up FL Studio for a minimum of 1 hour, a maximum of 12 hours. Because there are some days that's all I want to do. I just want to pretend like the real world doesn't exist. I want to be just lost in my own little space where I can just create, where I can just be me. And, you know, that's how I express myself. I don't draw, I don't animate, I don't do 3D models. I want to learn how to, though. I produce. I can't sing. In fact, I was never meant to be able to talk. The fact that I'm talking now is a miracle. At most, I was meant to be able to say one-word sentences. So, I've come pretty far, you know. For somebody who has autism, ADHD, BPD, and potentially schizophrenia, who has had a history of head injuries, many head injuries, might I add, multiple fucking concussions, to the point where, I swear to God on this, for 6 years I was on like fucking autopilot mode. From age 17 to age 23, I was on basically autopilot mode. Which was, because it's weird to think back to that time. Because even when I was like in that like mode where everything was just kind of, you know, blurring together, after I got hit by a truck, I was still making music every single day. I was still trying to improve every single day. I'm still trying to improve every single day, and I'm still not happy with the quality of my music. I've made over 3,000 songs, and nobody seems to care. I mean, my close friends care. My close friends, you know, they encourage me, and I really appreciate that. But I guess what I'm asking from anybody watching this video is, if you have a YouTube channel, if you have 1 subscriber or you have 1 million subscribers, I don't care about the amount. Just come up to me, talk to me, let me know what kind of music you want, or if you're a game developer, or you're an animator, or even if you have your own little webcomic series, or hell, maybe you just want a track to have a track. Because I'm to the point where I don't like just making music anymore. I feel it needs a reason behind it. That's been my new thing since maybe August of this year, is I can't just sit down and write something. It doesn't feel fulfilling anymore. It feels like work. The only way I can really be locked in and wanting to produce is if somebody's like, hey, I need, a town theme. And I'm like, yeah, I'll get right on that. And a few days later, I'll go back to them and I'll say, here's your town theme. Or they go, I need a battle theme, I need this, I need that, I need whatever. And that's just one of my favorite things to do, is just sit down, open up FL Studio, and just make music. That's who I am. You know, I used to wrestle. I wish I could. It's too expensive. It was $300 a month. I'm a broke bitch boy. I work at Wendy's. I get minimum wage. And once you factor in rent, groceries, bills, internet, and my nicotine addiction, you realize all that money is gone. And the little money that I do save up, I usually spend on Refix and Nexus expansions, which I really need to stop doing. I have 118 of them, and they're like $84 per expansion. So that just shows you how much I've put into that. I have over, I think, 20,000 samples from Splice. I have bought Serum preset packs out the ass, and all in all, I would estimate I've spent probably at least 40,000 in music. Like, if I were to add it all together. I know there are some people saying bullshit. Well, I've also bought FL Studio. My first one, I forgot the password for, so I had to rebuy FL Studio. And then I bought Massive. And then I bought a bunch of other VSTs. And then Native Access is $25 a month. Output is, I think, $15 a month. SoundCloud, Spotify payments through DistroKid. I have bought other people's samples. I have bought other people's VSTs. I'm really bad for that. My Bandcamps I don't even make money from because I give that money to my friends because I know a lot of them are struggling even worse than I am. Like my Freak Show Willow one, it's all free, so nobody gets money from that. My Call Me Nil one, Zomblush gets money from that instead of me. My Ashcroft one, I'm going to be giving the money to Valen. My Ash Enix one, I don't know who's going to get it yet. Probably Honeyfang, Jackalope, or Perry. My Caden Beatty one, though, that's for me. That is me. That's if you want to support me, that's where you go. If you want to help my friends out, and you want to be generous, the other Bandcamps are where you go. I just ask that you don't buy from the Ashcroft just yet because I still need to finish up all the music. And once I do that, I can switch the email over to Valence, and then people can buy from it. Probably in about a year's time, maybe a little less. But yeah, so if you're in music for making money and making millions, that's not going to happen. Unless you are the top 1 percentile, you're going to be losing money. You're going to be losing money every month. That is money that you could have spent on food. That is money that you could have spent on yourself, on clothes, on friends, on family. That is money that you could have saved up for college. Kicking my ass for that one. So fucking hard. I wish I had gone to college. I think things would have been a little different. I don't think I would have nearly as many tracks, but I think I'd be feeling a lot happier and more fulfilled with my life. So I'm going to be saving up the next few years to go to college. And if you're in money, bleh. I just talked about money. If you're in music for fans, which I kind of am a little bit, but not for like, how do I say this? It's not for an egotistical reason. It's just I want people to listen to my music. I want people to critique it, to let me know, hey, you can improve on this, you can improve on that. Like, I'm not afraid of critique. As long as you're not just being, a piece of shit, like, your music fucking sucks, kill yourself. It's like, okay. Like, if you're saying, hey, this is not good, you should have sidechained this, you should have automated this, you should have used some modulation here, you should have EQ'd this better. And I ask you, how do I do that? If you say you don't know, then that's fine, you don't know. But for those who are actually willing to, I guess, help out and show me how to mix and master, I would fucking appreciate that. That is the one thing right now I'm lacking. And drums. I can't program drums to save my goddamn life. But yeah, I try to make every genre that I can. The only genres I don't make are rock, dubstep, and country. Even then, I'm having to do dubstep for Chris's birthday. And having to do rock for Pup's birthday, so I have to learn those. I refuse to do country. I'm sorry, I fucking hate country. Country is one genre I can't stand. You know what I'd rather do? I'd rather dip my balls in acid. I'd rather fucking jump out a window. I would rather have Shrek's cock up my ass than make country. I don't know what else to say. I guess to sum up everything in a neat little package. Been making music for 9 years, over 3,000 tracks, nobody cares. And it's discouraging, and I feel like I want to quit, but I know if I do quit, I'm going to be hating myself even more because I've already put so much time and effort into music. I poured my life savings into this. It's the one thing that keeps me from going insane most days. It is the one thing I can look forward to every single day when I wake up is I know I'm going to make a new track. It's either going to be good, it's going to be bad, it's going to be what it is. And sometimes I make a track, like recently, Fallen Down is a good example of one I've made recently that I fall in love with. My friends don't like that one, but it's one of my favorites that I made, if not my current favorite. I don't know, I guess this is just kind of like a vent or a rant or something. I don't know what to say. But I'm going to, even though the answer to is it worth it is no, I know I'm going to continue. And I just hope that by the time I hit 5,000 tracks, I can look back at this and be like, wow, I was so wrong. Now I'm able to get more projects, and I'm able to make more music, and it's better, and it sounds good, and, maybe I won't have a big fan base, but I can say, like, hey, I have 300 followers or some shit. I have maybe 100 people who listen to a third of my tracks every now and then. Like, of the new stuff, not entirely. I do not recommend listening to my entire discography. It will take you 6 fucking days. It is 6 days in length. But yeah. So, I guess if anybody wants me to make music for them, let me know in the comments. I'll give you my Discord. You can add me, we can chat, and then we can figure out, the nitty-gritty. But I guess, again, that's what I want from this. I want to be able to make music for people. I don't just want to make music to make music anymore. I want to make music for individuals who are like, hey, I need some free music that's non-copyright and royalty-free. And it's like, I got you. Everything I make's non-copyright. Everything I make's royalty-free. Free for use if you want to fucking rap over any of my stuff. If you want to, even if you just want to re-upload it. Like, I'm perfectly cool and fine with that. If you want to train AI models with it, I'm cool with that too. I don't like AI music when it's like uploaded to Spotify, etc. But like as its own thing, I think it's pretty cool. I just don't like how it's being used by the vast majority of people who are calling themselves musicians by typing into a prompt. But my dog's going off. I don't want him to be picked up on the mic, so yeah, this is where I'm going to end the video. Hopefully you all have a good day, and yeah, peace. I'll see y'all later.